Chapter 1. Building a compelling food proposition. This chapter looks at the importance of developing an appropriate and differentiated food offer that drives additional customer traffic and spend. It provides you with a robust, logical stepping stone process showing you how to decide what your food offer should look like in order to maximise your food income opportunities.
Hello, I'm outside the Peacock in Derbyshire, a landmark, famous, successful local pub. Or so you would think, because somewhere along the way, these guys lost the way, and I'll tell you exactly why. It was the failure of their food offer. So if you want to be like them, just carry on doing what you're doing. But if you want to be a successful food-led pub, just like the one we're about to see, keep on watching, because this is the food profit formula for pubs. Hello there, a really warm welcome to you to this, the Food Profit Formula for Pubs training course. I'm Marcus Kilvington and I'm really glad that you've joined us. I want to congratulate you for taking the first step to being able to maximise your food pub opportunities and grow your profit potential. Now, you've joined me here at the lovely Three Crowns pub near Loughborough, and they've been through exactly what you're going to go through. And throughout this course, you're going to see me and you're going to see my co-presenter, pub expert Tony Aaron, both here and in our pub kitchen, explaining and demonstrating to you everything you're going to need to make a success of food in your pub. And we're going to make this course very, very relevant to you. So here, by the magic of TV, is Tony. Let me tell you a little bit about Tony. Now, Tony is a pub food development expert. And a few of the companies that he's worked for over many years are, he used to be the catering director for Hungry Horse, he was catering strategy manager for Whitbread, he's also catering strategy manager for Enterprise Inns that, by the way, have got 4,000 pubs. And he used to be the food operations manager for Tom Cobley. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking if anybody's going to know their stuff on how to get pub food right, it's him. Absolutely. Well, you'll meet Tony properly in a bit. So, that's enough about us. Let's now have a look at how this online course works. Now, as I said earlier, this course has been specifically designed to show you how, in a real hands-on way, you can make improvements that will have the biggest difference to your bottom line. Tony and I really want you to do well and have a sustainable future for your pub. I'll guarantee that you had a dream at some point when you decided to run a pub. Maybe you've always wanted to be your own boss. Maybe that you just wanted to run a pub. Maybe it was the fact that you wanted to just have a pub in your local community or your little village. I'll guarantee that you had some ambition and you want to be proud of your pub and the food you offer there. Now, you might not do food. You might be thinking, well, do I need to do food? We're going to get into that a little bit later with you. But food is something that you may never have considered, but things are changing. And the food profit formula for pubs gives you a scientific approach to developing your food offer. There's a formula that successful food pubs follow. And we're going to offer you a straightforward and practical way of developing that for your pub. We're going to base it on all the latest research, years and years of experience from myself and Tony and other experts. We're going to follow a certain way, that formula that's going to take all the guesswork out of what may work and what might not work for your pub. So, how about this? Instead of you guessing what to put on your menu, we're going to give you a robust way of making sure that you have the right food proposition spot on for your pub. So, this course is split into 7 easy to follow chapters, and we've made them really easy for you to follow and easy to implement. Each chapter is going to give you a stepping stone to that formula, that successful formula. It's going to help you build up your knowledge and the picture of your pub, the skills that you have or the skills that you might need. Think about your customers and the food offer that you're going to get to give to your customers. And ultimately it's going to culminate in an action plan. Now, don't worry, because we've done most of the work for you along the way. So Tony and I are going to hold your hand, if you like, and help you think about what a well thought out food offer is for your pub. We're also going to give you lots of hints and tips to make your life easier when you implement the action plan for your particular pub. You're also going to find that we've given you a range of very helpful downloadable templates and practical guides that can help you along each step of the way. We've taken all the hard work away from you so that you can actually use these templates and implement them straight away in your business. Now then, maybe you don't use your computer an awful lot. I know we meet loads of people like that, but I want to tell you this. We've got a whole team of people behind me, I know you can't see them today, who can help you, and we're here to help you. You'll find the contact details on the homepage, and do get in touch with us, because if you don't give us a ring, we've got a team of people doing absolutely nothing, just twiddling their thumbs. So they would love to hear from you. If there's anything you don't understand, anything doesn't make sense to you, contact us. Okay, that's enough of an intro from me. Let's get the course started properly. And the aim of the first chapter is to get you thinking about what will make your food offer at your pub appealing to people, appealing to customers, appealing to future customers. And do you know what? It's going to be challenging at times. We're going to ask you to put yourself, your pub, and your current food offering, or if you're not doing any food right now, what might be a good food offering for you, we're going to ask you to put it under the microscope. But what we ask is you go along with that, put your heart and soul into it, and ultimately you'll have a deeper understanding, a stronger food proposition for your pub, and ultimately you'll have a more profitable and sustainable pub business. So come on, let's go. Here he is, in the flesh, hiding in the kitchen, Tony, pub food guru. Now, share with myself, and we're going to share with you what's going on right now in the pub market.
Okay. Let me take you through some slides I prepared for you.
Fantastic, love to.
Okay.
Please pay attention to this.
Okay, let me share with you some market facts. The pub market in the UK is worth about 22.5 billion, and food sales are about 7.5 billion. That means a third of all income in pubs is food. 20 years ago, it used to be about 10%. 10 years ago, it was about 20%. Now it's about 30%, and they reckon in another 10 years, it's going to be about 40%.
So food growing all the time.
Spot on. If, however, you talk to managed pubs in isolation, you find that managed pubs say their income on food is about 40%. But the really interesting fact is, Marcus, that they say that 66% of their income comes from people going for a bite to eat.
Hang on a minute then, Tony, I just need to make sure I've understood this right. So, by having food, people are buying more drinks?
Correct. It's food occasions that are driving more drink sales in the managed house pub chains.
So if you didn't have food, you'd do all those drink sales as well, you'd lose those?
Absolutely. 2/3 of your business goes if you take away your menu.
Wow.
Huge. So food is growing and drink sales are on decline, but I want to stress one really important thing. What we're not looking at here is for one answer to every single pub. It's about each individual pub having an appropriate food offer for their particular pub based on their location and their customers and their skills and their pub. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So the appropriate. So if you're fearful of doing food, or you might be doing a bit of food, but you want to do more food or better food or do it a different way, we're going to show you how to do it.
A stepping stone approach is what we want to be doing.
Okay.
Not just automatically trying to turn a wet-led pub into a food-led pub. It's a stepping stone approach. Okay. And the net effect is that 1 in 10 visits to pubs now are drink only.
So that means that 9 out of 10 are for food.
Spot on. So let's drill down a bit more detail looking at managed pubs versus independent pubs, because they're totally different animals. We know that food-led pub drink sales are up, and we know that wet-led pubs drink sales are down. And what we do know is that food-led pubs tend to be managed, and we know that wet-led pubs tend to be independent. The net effect is that wet-led pubs are closing. If you look at data from managed pub companies like JDW Wetherspoons, they'll tell us that about 10 years ago, food was about £6,000 a week in their pubs.
Yeah.
Per pub.
Yeah.
And now it's about £12,000 a week. So a huge growth, doubling in 10 years.
So what does this all mean then, Tony?
Okay. Well, putting things in context, Marcus, we're looking at JDW now doing 12k a week on food, did 6k 10 years ago. Do you know what? A publican nowadays would probably be happy to do 3k a week on food, a lot of them. A lot of them do more, but a lot of pubs would be very happy doing 3k a week. So there's a huge opportunity for the independent pubs, because they're currently really struggling to compete. And do you know why they're struggling to compete, Marcus?
Tell us.
Because a large managed pub company will have a development chef, and they'll be working on a menu 1 year in advance. They'll have a design team who are working on the design and the layout of that menu a year in advance. They'll have a marketing team working on the way that menu feels, looks, the colours, the pictures 1 year in advance. On top of that, they'll have customer audit teams. And the customer audit teams will be out visiting the pubs, doing audits, and the managers get told what they've got to improve in their pub. They'll have training teams, go around training all the staff. So you've got all these people supporting the managed pubs, where the independence is down to the one publican, or maybe the publican and the partner, trying to get things right.
Right, so it's kind of a bit depressing really, Tony.
Well, that's why we put this together. That's why the independent publicans need good, solid support, and this is what this course does.
So what's the net effect then of all that's going on there? What's actually happening?
It's a great question. It's a great question. 2/3 of all people now going to pub visit managed houses. Okay, so independents are losing out. And the real net effect is that 21 pubs are closing a week, and they tend to be independent wet-led pubs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just explain why these changes have come about. It actually starts, Marcus, a good few years ago when the drink driver regulations came into force.
All for the right reasons though, Tony.
Spot on. But it did have an impact on people going to the pub. Then more recently, we've had the smoking ban. And now people who used to go out and enjoy a pint and a cigarette at the pub now have to stand in the shelter outside. And it has had a knock-on effect. A small knock-on effect, but a knock-on effect. The one big change we've seen recently is this increasing living standards at home. To the extent that people are saying, why would I bother going out when I've got a great home, I know how to cook, I can get great wine and beer from the supermarket. So you've now got this new phenomenon of people actually staying at home and not going out.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go to a tired, run-down, miserable pub, would you?
No, especially if your home's great.
Yeah.
You've got your central heating, the log fire going, the lovely dining room, and you know how to cook.
I think the other thing that's added to that is the fact that now you've got all the cookery programmes on TV, you've got all your DIY, so people have kind of got like the dicking areas now, haven't they, with the barbecues and all this going on?
You're absolutely spot on. And the net effect is the customer now is extremely savvy. A lot of customers now just know as much about food as the chef does in the kitchen. Okay, that's why you've got to get the food right.
Yeah, makes sense.
So what else has impacted on the pub food market? A big one is low-cost supermarket drinks. And there's also an increase in pre-drinking at home. So the younger generation, before they get to the pub, quite often have drinks while they're getting ready or drink at home. There is much more emphasis on people entertaining at home, getting people round, coming round for a drink, doing a bite to eat than there ever was before, which has impacted on pubs. And you know the final one, health issues. We're all under pressure there. Keep your weight down, don't drink so much, get more exercise, get to the gym. And that's also impacted on the pub food market. The good news is that the market is growing. There's more and more people going out for a bite to eat. Okay? So if we're in a diminishing market, with increased competition, it'll be more worrying, but we're in a growing market. So there's a real opportunity for independent pubs to get a share of that success, share that market. 1 in 5 adults now visits a pub weekly. 1 in 5 a week. So there's a lot of people eating out.
That's amazing. Now, I actually heard you tell me a little while ago, didn't you, that the going to the pub is the #1 activity for most adults in the UK. I can't believe that. What,
It
more than
is.
McDonald's or the cinema or
Much,
more,
yeah,
really?
exactly. It's ingrained in the British tradition of going to the pub. And if you think about it, like the cinema, you probably only go maybe once a month or something like that. The pub is a much more frequent visitor attraction. Okay.
So is it important what food a pub does in attracting customers in through the door?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you look at families, for instance, if you've got a good family audience around your pub, families now are 1/5 of all meals out. So it's really important to get the right and appropriate food offer for your market. Breakfast, which wasn't served in pubs many years ago, is now being served in pubs. Breakfast and coffee.
Opportunity.
Yeah, and you've only got to go and look down the high street at the managed brands. They are very busy in the morning doing breakfast and coffee.
Yeah, because someone's already in there already, aren't they? So you might as well open the place up, sweat the assets, and actually do a bit of cooking at the same time. It's not difficult, is it, to do breakfast?
No, it isn't. It's
Not difficult to do a
and
good
it's good.
breakfast.
It's good margin. It's good margin. Midday sales are growing, so if you've got the right quick grab and go type snacking grazing offer at lunchtime, you can take advantage of that huge sort of eating out market, grabbing a sandwich, grabbing a pret-a-manger, grabbing a boot sandwich or whatever. You can take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, and that's because, isn't it? Because we're always on the go, most of us these days, so we don't have the time. I saw a great little board the other day outside, a pub, great A board out the side, and it said express lunch offer.
Exactly, because people generally have about 30 minutes if you're working to get out, order your food, eat the food, finish your food, go and get something else, and then get back to the office. So you're right, express is really important. And you know, coffee on its own is growing hugely in the pub sector.
Coffee on its own though, Tony, surely that's not for a pub, is it? Not just coffee, it's for a coffee shop, surely.
We know the way I look at things, Marcus, is a pub is a retail space. And I just see no difference between a pub and a coffee shop. Why wouldn't you have a little settee area, a few newspapers, phone sockets to charge your phone up and things like that, you know, in a pub, and a really decent coffee offer? And there's a lot of pubs now who make a lot of money on very good margin coffee.
It's a very, very good point, isn't it?
And it's in growth. And the pub market as a whole is expected to grow, so we're not in a diminishing market. And do you know what's really important, Marcus, is where the independent pub can really be successful is they can do the things that managed houses can't. And what I mean by that, home cooked food. Managed houses don't do that, independent pubs can. Locally sourced food, independent pubs can do that, managed houses can't. Customising the food, i.e. could you do that without the cheese on, or could you take, you know, independent pubs are much more flexible to change the recipes and the makeup of individual dishes. And quality, they can really work on the quality for their particular customer in their particular area and make sure that's absolutely spot on.
That's a massive point, isn't it, that one? Yeah, flexibility.
It is huge. So, the net effect is, there really is a huge opportunity for independent pubs, if they get their act together, to take advantage of this growing pub food market that at the moment the managed houses are dominating.
So, you now understand just why it's so important to do food and do it as well as you can. Come with me, I'm going to go back to the chalkboard because I want to let you into our formula of 12 critical success factors so we can have a look at just how you can start to think about the food offer that's right for you and right for your pub.